Okay, well, let's have a look at the lineups. Firstly, let's check the starting five for the Mazda South Stars. In the backcourt, Ellis and Carfino. At forward, Hurst and McDaniel. And at centre, Bruce Bolden. There's the bench, and the coach, of course, for the NBL South Stars. Their team, sponsored by Mazda, was Bruce Palmer.
There's a couple of forced changes in the South team that was participated in the NBL Stars game. Crawford, Fisher, and Carroll were all out on injury, but their replacements were more than adequate in this game. But the difficulty for them was that they were very, very small. The tallest man out there being Bruce Bolden at 6'6", and of course, if you look at the Boomers, well, their tall men are 7'2" and 6'10" and 6'10".
Okay, now speaking of the Boomers, let's have a look at the way they lined up for this match. In the backcourt, David Graham and Damien Keogh. At forward, Andrew Gaze, and there's one of the 6'10" men in Mark Bradkey. 7'2" centre, Luke Longley. A good, strong bench, and the coach, Adrian Hurley.
Yes, the Boomers were sponsored in this game by Aussie Tapes, and they came in without their point guard, Phil Smythe, but still had the advantage of size and experience, and of course they'd just come out of a training camp, so they had a lot of organizational advantages over the Stars, who'd only had an hour shoot-around before the game started.
Okay, we now have some highlights from the first half.
Well, early in the game, it was the height of the Boomers that came to the fore. That was big 7'2" Luke Longley. Steve Carfino, in a cameo performance in Hobart, came in and nailed down a few. Andrew Gaze was dangerous all night long for the Boomers in the first half. And it really was his outside game, as the All-Stars did a very good job in cutting out the Boomers' inside game after the first few moments. They slipped back 7 points early in the game, the Stars, but then they started to gain some equilibrium, and this was really a turning point in the game as we see Darren Lowe slam dunk a tip-in. They tied up, and from that point on, the Stars really lifted and got into control of the game. Darren Lowe was exceptionally good in those moments midway through the first half. You see him as a breakaway there, getting 2 points. But the Boomers kept in touch, although the lead many times was 10 to 12 points. Again, every time that they were able to go in, like that time to Ray Borner, they did. The advantage was quite apparent. But as I said, you see a backdoor play there that time to Mike Mackay. They were able to keep the Boomers to the outside mostly, and it was outside shooting from the likes of David Graham and Andrew Gaze that did keep them in it. That was one of the few fast breaks that the Boomers were able to get in the first half. Again, Gaze to Mike Mackay, that was a good play. But the speed and the hustle of the Stars in the first half was the most dominant feature. That time, Wayne McDaniel's doing a power move inside. This time a little flipper by Mark Davis, and again, he was the tower of strength, totally mismatched inside, but as you can see, not mismatched for muscle. As he forced that shot in with 2 hands on the ball. Last play, nearly the last play of the first half, as Andrew Gaze comes down the baseline, getting himself open as we end our highlight package of the first half. And by halftime, the Stars had what seemed to be a very comfortable 12-point lead.
Yes, so 60 to 48 at half, got away to a handy 7-point lead very early in the first half. But then in the middle stages, it was all the NBL Stars. They got away to lead by 15. And of course, 12 at the half as Gaze penetrates down the keyway and brings up his 14th point to be one of the game high scorers. Inside, lovely pass from Bruce Bolden. He picks up the assist, and Keogh gets to 2 points, and the margin back out to 9 again.
Yes, Carfino really blazed up and down the floor that time, and that's what they've been doing this game, this quick transition. They haven't had much chance to study patterns, but they know where the hole is, and they're going to it a lot. This time, it's Mark Davis dishing to Bolden, and again, that quick transition.
And Bolden just held himself in the air a little bit to ensure that Longley would foul. Watch Bolden, doesn't take off straight away, he waited, and in comes Longley. That was clever play, Bruce Bolden.
Yes, just pulled the ball out of the way of Luke Longley. It's a big wall to shoot over the top of. But he scored the 2 points, was fouled in the act of shooting by Longley, and he'll get the bonus foul shot.
So that makes Boomers going in the backcourt with Keogh and Graham, and at forward we have Gaze, Sengstock and Borner. And nice move, double pump fake by Mark Davis, who does that so often and so well, to bring up 13 points. The foul is called on Ray Borner, and we'll find Mark Davis to go to the line to shoot 3.
Yes, this is an excellent fake. You see Rowe's shot drops well short, almost a pass. Watch this, one fake, two fake. Borner up in the air, clearly coming across, off balance, chests him. And for Ray Borner, that's his second foul, and for Mark Davis, that is can't buy the 3-point play, but it's tipped back to him. Oh, up over the top of Borner. Well, that's foul shot, he now has 15 points.
Take it to you, Ray.
Andrew Gay's really inspired in this half, isn't he? He's going a million miles an hour. Barner inside. Defensive assignment breakdown. Can't buy the basket. Hurst tips it out to nobody. The Boomers get it back. Gay's behind the three-point line. Swish!
Andrew Gay's now 24 points. Unbelievable.
That's Lawhoff. Darren Rowe right up in his face as they work it into Longley. Longley's double team. Keels the open man. Comes back on his left hand. Makes some room for himself and dishes for Bradkey, who finds the basket. Still a 1 point for the different game. Bradkey now with 12 points in the game. Davis, score 88 to the Stars, 87 to the Boomers. Darrell Pierce with a tough three-pointer. Just what the doctor ordered for the Stars. And we get an offensive charge called on David Graham as he barreled over the top of Steve Carfino. A bad turnover for the Australian Boomers, but undoubtedly welcomed by the NBL Star team. 4 points the difference thanks to Darrell Pierce's three-pointer. McDaniel working on Bradkey. One-on-one stuff from the Stars. And it's good one-on-one stuff as Wayne McDaniel brings up his 20th point. And that's across to David Graham, who hit a three.
Coach and assistant coach on the sidelines. We now have 60 seconds to go in this match. 97 to the Mazda South Stars team, 93 to the Aussie Boomers. And the Iceman comes straight on for the South team and buries only his 10th point, but critical timing. And a timeout has been called, 51 seconds to go. And a 5-point break to the South team. 99 to the Boomers, 93. So at the timeout with 20 seconds to go, when they came back, Andrew Gay shot a three-pointer. The scoreline is now the Stars 99 to the Boomers 96.
Tokenly setting up a full-court defense. Only 15 seconds to play. There's Mike Mackay behind the three-point line. There's the first screen for Gaze. There's the three-pointer. Doesn't go.
Bradkey!
But there's 1 point the difference.
6 seconds.
It's all out now.
And Gaze fouls. What a big move from Mark Bradkey.
Well, it's hard to blame the young man. He's up there slamming it in, but in the game situation, they needed a three-pointer.
So the screen was set for Gaze. He threw off the three-pointer.
Well timed.
Bang. That's about the 4th big dunk from Bradkey.
Well, it was one of those things as we see NBL Stars. There's the split. Ellis, they've got to get to him. They've waited too long. They'll never get out of it now.
Foul by Keogh, but there's the final siren. I don't think it will matter. And a great 1-point fighting win to the Mazda South Stars over a gallant Aussie Boomers team with the final scoreline. All Stars 99, Boomers 98.